Taigi, Viktoras Makarovas ir grupė iš Bulgarijos. So, Victor, yesterday in your Facebook account, you posted this kind of post that you are coming to play in your beloved Lithuania.
So, I first came to Lithuania maybe 13 years ago or 14 years ago. It was the festival Tiesioginė. Tiesioginė, yes. I know it's still going on, but it's much smaller. Back then it was covering the whole country. And they actually split us into teams of 4, 2 foreigners, 2 local people, and sent us out with buses to travel around Lithuania and give concerts. So I did not only see Vilnius in the fall, which is probably the best season here, I don't know. I've seen Lithuania in the springtime, in the summer, and in the fall, and so far the fall is my favorite, and it was the first one I saw. So Vilnius in the fall, I fell in love so much so that I wrote a song about Vilnius in the fall right there 13 years ago when I was here. And I got to see a lot of Lithuania while traveling. Not only that, but one of the guys, the Lithuanian guys they put me on to travel with, started telling me all about Lithuanian history. And it was fascinating for me. I fell in love with the stamina of the people and how they fought for their independence. And that was so impressive that it also made its way in the song, by the way.
Are you going to play that song tonight?
Probably not, because right now it's maybe not a good moment for lyrics in Russian. The thing is, I am a professional interpreter and I write like in 4 different languages. My own Bulgarian language, Russian, English and French. And being in Lithuania, where most of the people of my age don't understand English but understand Russian, I very naturally wrote the song in Russian.
Now I would like to keep talking about your team, like the rest of the team. How did you come together, and maybe what is common for you to be here in Lithuania?
So before I pass on the mic to the lady and then to the gentleman here, my part of the story is that I have a band in Bulgaria, and I wanted to come here with my band, but they were all busy. Like one of them has a baby. The other is a professional bagpipe player, bagpipe, and he had already places where he had to go and play. So I started looking for friends. And this lady here, my son is also a musician. She has recorded with him. She has recorded with another Bulgarian songwriter who's a friend of mine. And I was like, I really want to be on one stage with her. And then this guy, we've been playing parallel in different bands for years. And somebody told me, well, if you need a bass player, why don't you call him? So now I'll pass the mic to the lady.
Well, my part of the story is that we know each other for years now with Victor Makarovs, and once, like maybe a month ago, we met on a songwriting fest, and he was like, do you want to, what do you play? Do you play something? And I was like, yeah, a little bit of cajon, a little bit guitar. And he was like, well, do you want to take part in a Lithuanian festival with me? And I was like, when? He was like, in a month. And I was like, wow, it's so fast, but I'm in.
Did you ask what kind of festival it is?
Well, he explained me, yes.
So what did he say?
That it's a Christian Lithuanian folklore, I think. I know. You told that we're gonna play folklore songs, but it's a Christian festival for Christian music, and I was really excited about it.
Okay. And Tony?
Hello everybody.
Well, before you say, the reason I mentioned the folklore songs, she's actually a folklore singer, a Bulgarian. So that was a way to lure her in, trick her, get on board, let's go. So we are going to perform one folk song at the end of our performance tonight.
Hello everybody, I'm Tony. When Victor called me before 2 weeks, he asked me, would you want to play with me on the biggest festival, Christian festival in Lithuania? And I said yes, of course. And after that we made a few rehearsals, and we are here.
Almost daily rehearsals, nightly rehearsals,
nightly rehearsals with so many sleeping time, and we are here.
Okay, it's very interesting story actually, but our time is short, so I want to be straight into music and to ask you, what is the main message of your music, what you are playing?
The message question is one that I'm not sure I always like, because when you write poetry, it's better to leave it up to the audience and get their answer. And what I'm trying to do is actually write poetry. Of course, being I'm not only a professional interpreter, I'm a theologian by education, so you will detect the Christian themes and the gospel themes in what I'm writing. But we treat different subjects in the lyrics.
Vitalijus asked about lyrics, and I will ask about genre, about music. Remigius, then he introduced the festival in our Christian radio of Lithuania called Maria Radio. He introduced you as a bard. How do you understand this kind of music, singing songwriter or bard? Because in Lithuania it's more like kind of saint level of this word, and not everyone gives it to themselves to call himself so proud, like bardas. So what it means to you?
Well, first I should say that I'm also a rock and jazz musician. This one is a prog rock bass guitar player, which is quite of an elaborate rock style. She is a folk singer. So we are musicians, of course. As far as the singer-songwriter style, I think this is probably the best combination of two arts, because when you only produce music, it takes too much imagination and it can still lead you too far from what the author wanted to say. If you only write poetry, not everybody will just sit and listen to poetry and words coming out of somebody's mouth, but then you turn it into a song and it's lively and everybody wants to listen to the song, right? And it goes, even bypasses the mind and hits straight into the heart. And what makes the bards interesting is that they can perform on a big stage in front of thousands and thousands of people. We just had Ed Sheeran performing in Sofia in the biggest stadium of Bulgaria. But you can also sit in the kitchen with the same guitar and perform the same things for 5 people. And this is a bard.
Okay, Victor, and the question still about your creation, about your poems. What is your inspiration for creativity? What inspires you for your lyrics? Where is your source?
Literally everything. If you have the right mindset, you just look at the world around you and you see reasons for poetry. And you create poetry. And then the message will depend on the kind of person you are. So if you are an atheist, it will be an atheistic poetry glorifying Mother Nature for basically working so miraculously. Oh no, miracles don't happen. Working in some wondrous ways that we are so well put together that we can function in this world. If you're a Christian, you look at this nature and you say, thank you, God, for creating all of this. But nature inspires both, right? So for a poet, literally everything, a lady walking down the street, a cup of coffee, a car passing can be a reason for a poem.
So basically is the way you express your appreciation.
Yes, yes. And just thinking about the world and life around us.
And for the last question, I would like to ask if you could maybe send some message, especially for young people who are listening to our radio show, and also maybe for elders, for everyone. What is your special maybe message only for Lithuanians? What you would like to say?
That's a very big target group. Yeah. But I'll try. One thing that is very special for me in Lithuania is that, and I know, I should say straight from the start, I know this is because I'm a foreigner, I'm here, every time I come here is just for a while, so I don't really get your life, your struggles and all of this. It's just like with us in Bulgaria. But every time I come here and I see the beauty of this land, especially in the fall with all these golden leaves, it reminds me as a Christian of the golden city that we're expecting. And I would say if there is a message you could get just by walking along the street and absorbing all this beauty, all this stunning beauty around us, the message is, this is just the foretaste. Wait for the real one. Wait for the real one to come.